Yo, what is good, dev guys? Welcome back. In this video, I want to show you guys how we're going to set up the sniper scope. If you look into your assets here and you go to meshes and go into weapons and jump into longbow, you'll see in this sniper scopes folder, we're going to have this scope material. This is what we're going to use inside the actual UI element that's going to pop up on our screen. And then, of course, we got these textures just in case you guys want to take this a little bit further. I have a mask and I have the open thing here just in case you guys want to make an animation based off of this and whatnot. But for now, let's go ahead and go to content. And there's a folder in here called UI. What I'm going to do is make a folder inside of here. And let's just call this sniper scope. And let's go into here and let's create a Lyra, and then let's go user interface widget blueprint. We want to create a Lyra activatable widget because we want to activate this widget on our screen when we see fit. So I'm gonna just call this WBP sniper scope. I'm gonna save this and we're gonna jump into that puppy, and pretty much all I'm gonna do is add an image to this. So I'm gonna grab an image. And we can do a lazy image here. That way it offloads kind of like a soft reference, but that is for a more advanced type of system since you have to load it and then use it. So I'm gonna just grab this regular image here. And we do want this to be full screen. And for the brush, we're just gonna use that sniper scope material, the instance here. I made it an instance so that you guys could go in and you can add your own mask if you wanted to, if you had like a different scope that you wanted to use. But that's up to you guys. These assets are yours to do it whether you please. So this get desired focus target wasn't implemented. Let's just set this to focus on, and we go over here and override this get desired focus target. Let's set this to focus on self. That way it doesn't like center in on anything that we don't want it to. And then let's go to the designer and let's just create a small animation for this here. Let's go animation. Let's call this scope activate. And then click on this. And if we click on this track here, and if you don't have this window open, then you probably need to go to window. And I believe it's in animations right here. So click on this animation and let's add a track for the actual image 36. And then inside of this track, we can add a track for opacity, color and opacity. And I really want to do render and opacity, but I think color and opacity be what I want because we can change the color to completely black here. So if we go 0, 0, 0 and opacity 0, oh, no, that doesn't change it black. Okay. We still have, it's because we still have the mask here. So what I want to do, we can leave it black. That actually will be cool. And then maybe go like 0.2 seconds in and change this all back to 1 here. So we'll do that with that. So it'll go like this, like it just activated, you know what I mean? Like it turned on with the light here. Then maybe we can even go like 10 or some shit, maybe. It doesn't do that like how it does in other places where the higher you turn it up, the higher the intensity is. So I'll put this back to 1, and we kind of did something wrong here. Let me zoom to fit. So I'm gonna press F here. Then I want to delete these frames here. We'll leave the 0.3 frames there. So pretty much this will just load in like that. And then I want to add another track here. Not track here, but another track here for transform. And pretty much what I'm going to do is scale this from 0 here, and then like maybe 0.1 of a second to 1. So it'll kind of expand like this. You want to do something a little bit cleaner than this. That's why I also have the pieces broke out. I have the scope itself like a dark mask, and then I have this separated, and then this would be the final piece. That is completely up to you guys. I'm just going to do this right here and compile and save that, and then go to my graph, and on event construct, we want to pull off this and say play animation, and let's grab our scope activate animation here, and this is the end animation that we want to activate here. So play it at 1 speed, restore state. We don't want to do that because that'll restore it to, basically nothing. And start time 0, and everything else for this is good. So whenever this is constructed, it will go ahead and play this animation for us. And that is the first part. Now we need to go ahead and set up the actual sniper rifle itself. So of course that requires us to do some copying and pasting. So I'm going to open up 2 different windows here. I'm going to open up plugins, shooter core, weapons on this side, and then I'm gonna right click in here and create a folder, call it sniper rifle, and then we want to go plugins, shooter core, and go to weapons again and jump into the rifle folder, and we pretty much want to grab all of this stuff inside of here because we're just going to use pretty much a copy of the rifle for the sniper rifle. So I'm gonna grab this, drag it into this folder and say copy here. I'm gonna copy all those assets. I really hate right now that I don't have my my renaming tool, because I would literally just select all of these and replace rifle with sniper rifle, but we're gonna have to do this manually. And for these 3 things, the weapon counter and the reticle, yeah, let's go ahead and rename those as well. Let's just use all custom copies of this asset. That way nothing gets broken. In here and get sniper. We want the weapon pickup data. I really don't care about this. This is for these things here. You can see these weapon spawners. If you come down here, there is a section for weapon pickup, and then you pass in this weapon pickup data. For how I do things, these things will never be picked, you can't walk over them and pick them up. So I usually delete these. If you look at these in the size map, well, let me save these real quick. Look at these in the size map. You'll see this is almost a half of a gigabyte of that's why these levels take so long to load, because each one of these has half a gigabyte of data to load, which is kind of trash. So I am going to delete this, and then we'll change this last one to sniper rifle. And then starting with this, I need to replace all of these different references to the rifle to be sniper rifle. So all the way up to ability set, sniper rifle. We still want to attach it to weapon R, but we want the sniper rifle as the actor. And this attached transform, we can just set this to 0. Or actually, for third person, we really don't care. I really do not care what the third person looks like. You guys could go about fixing this however it needs to be fixed. But I think what I did was I left this at 0. But like I said, the third person model doesn't really matter because technically we're working on first person. So trying to make the third person look good, that's on you guys. So we cleared that up. So let's go to this ID sniper rifle. So now this needs to know about the WID sniper rifle. This fragment pickup, this could stay the same, but we could change this name to sniper rifle. That way in the UI, it looks right. Inside of set stats, instead of this puppy being like a 30 mag, a 60 spare, we do, let's say 6. The magazine is 6, and then the spare could be half, just do 30. Something like that'll be good. For the pickup icon, this could also stay the same. Like I said, this is something I really don't care about. And then for this reticle, instead of it being rifle, let's change it to sniper rifle for both of these. Whoops, hold on. So this needs to be reticle sniper rifle, and this needs to be ammo counter sniper rifle. Compile that, and let's change this display name to sniper rifle. And it will clear that up. So this GE damage, I don't believe that the damage is actually set in here. It might be in my project. I think I'm passing it in by a set caller tag. Oh yeah, so they do have it in here as a like a modifier. So I'm gonna change this damage to be like something like 62. It's gonna do a lot of damage to the body, and a headshot should pretty much eliminate anybody. Should get rewarded for hitting headshots with a sniper. We'll leave this as is, since the VFX, like I said, that's all like pretty stuff that you guys would want to enhance. There's no need for me to waste time doing that. The weapon reload, let's double check and make sure everything in here is fine. So we got this reload animation for the third person. We're not going to worry too much about this since I don't even have a reload animation for this particular rifle. So it's going to break the beauty of things, but the technical side of the actual reload will work. Let me just double check here that there's nothing that needs to be changed. Yeah, it looks like pretty much the only thing that changes here is the actual reload montage for the third person. So in a cleanup video, I'll show you how to make all of these things compatible for first person. For the sniper rifle auto fire, once again, I don't believe I set up a fire animation for the sniper. Actually, I think I do, but in this video, we won't worry about it. Let me compile that. And let me just double check here, because I think this is looking for the G damage rifle auto. We need to give this to sniper rifle auto here. And you guys will see something that I need to fix inside of here. And we'll fix it at a later, like once we've set up all the weapons, we'll go in and set up the fire modes and different things like that. So be weapon instance sniper rifle. So weapon montage of play, first person, this is a fire montage. Like I said, I don't think I created an actual fire montage for the sniper. We could check. I think it's longbow. No, so we didn't create anything for the longbow. But you see here, we do need to create the equip sets. We can leave the third person as is, but the equip sets, those need to change. Probably could get away with having the rifle as well, since hold on, I don't think so. So let's navigate to this, and then let's go to this folder here. And realistically, I want to open this over here because I'm going to drag that puppy and duplicate it and then just change the animation. So base anim layer BP, we got rifle here, which is what I want to copy. And then let's make a new folder for sniper rifle. And let's drag this in, copy it, because it's pretty much the same thing minus the actual animation is going to be just an idle animation here. So if we go to animations longbow, oh my goodness, we have animations. Okay, these may or may not work here, but we're definitely going to plug them in and see. So let's take this idle, and I want to say let's be safe and just put idle into everything here. Let's just do that first. And if you guys want to do some tests on your own, test these animations. I can't remember because I made these so long ago. And they're just look dev animations anyway. We're just trying to get a sense of what things will look like and feel like in first person. We're not trying to finalize anything, you know what I mean? It's all about just getting the look and feel. But if I remember correctly, there is a walk animation, a crouch animation, and those all work. But in this video, like I said, I'm trying to get through with this series. I got a nice series planned where we're doing some pretty cool stuff with PlayFab and procedural quests and things like that. I want to work on that and get that out to you guys as well. Plus, man, I'm 26. This is video 27 of this series. Jesus Christ. It does get a little bit exhausting. I know you guys don't see it you guys see the videos every week, but making these is getting annoying because, you know, I'm already tired of this project. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, so we plugged in idle pretty much for all of that. And then for the unequipped, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna leave that as what we have it now, which is the first person unarmed. And then here, I'm just gonna change this to the, oops, I didn't give that the right name. So let's change this to sniper rifle. Save that. And then I'm gonna just click on this so that we can plug it into this instance here, right here in the equipped anim set first person. Just pass that puppy in there. So now when we equip this weapon, we'll be using at least the proper idle animation for it. So let me close some of the stuff down. Let's say, let's close everything to the right here. And then let's navigate back to our sniper rifle weapon folder here. Let's see what else we need to change. So we got the instance. We need to change this actor here. So let's open up the full blueprint editor. Let's change this weapon mesh third person. I don't really care about that. Let's change the first person node to the longbow here. And it doesn't have an animation blueprint, so that's all good. And then last but not least, we want to change all of these abilities to be our sniper rifle. So let's look for sniper rifle auto. We got sniper rifle reload. And then auto reload could stay the same. So if we navigate to our shooter core game, go into our hero shooter mannequin here, and let's go to our inventory items here, and let's give ourselves the sniper rifle. And this is going to break what we had here, so I'm going to delete that rifle there just so that we can get this test done. And let's see if we can get this rifle equipped properly. So I press play, wait for this puppy to load. And we have the sniper rifle in our hands. If we aim, it aims like this because we didn't actually set up the socket for the sniper rifle. So let's quit this. Let's control P and let's look for the longbow. And we're looking for the longbow skeleton here. So I'm gonna double click, open this up. And we do have the iron sights here. So I wonder why that's not activating correctly here. Let me do another test. Okay, so I'm guessing it's not getting my socket. And let me look at some code here. Let's go to, I think this is in the animation. So animation, anim instance, CPP. And I don't think that we are grabbing this site transform here. So let me put a marker on these here. And then let's run this, but let's make sure to turn off all of the other, you know, bots inside of here. So let's override this to 0 and let's press play here. See if we hit the breakpoint. So we are hitting it. So we're seeing if our character is valid. We're seeing if we're locally controlled. We're making sure that we're not the dedicated server. And here we're getting our camera transform and our first person mesh. And then we make a relative transform with this site offset, which is 10. And then we go to set relative hand transform, and let's see what we go here. So this should actually get the optic transform. And let's see what value we get for this. We're getting a value. We'll get a mesh transform for hand R, and then we make it relative. But it looks as if our value is pretty much screwed up. So let's continue here. And yeah, for some reason, it's showing me the back of my weapon here, which is very awkward. This system is supposed to be procedural, pretty simple. So if I'm thinking of possible issues, it could be with the way the weapon is attaching. So let's give this a little bit more time. I'm gonna see if it is maybe happening too fast. I don't think that that's the problem, but it's always good to check every possible problem. So I'll just put 1.0 inside of the on new weapon equipped function here, which just calls finalize weapon sync, which will do this here. So I know that this function right here is getting called. It's just something is happening to where our transform of our actual socket is like misaligned. Okay, so live coding succeeded. Let's see if we grab that. Oh God, whoops. I'm holding down the S key. So let's pause these. And yeah, okay, it was happening too fast pretty much. So you see here, we're aiming down a correct socket. So just put that timer on 1 second just for the time being. And now what we want to do is when we aim down this socket, we actually want to hide this mesh and go ahead and show that widget instead. So, and let me make sure we can shoot this puppy. But you can see here, we can shoot it automatically, which is not ideal at all. Because that's way too strong of a weapon to shoot, automatically. So we'll fix that in a later video once we set up the pistol. But let me go into the actual place where we need to decide whether or not we are a sniper. Let's go to our ADS class, and we have to do it this way. I'm so used to my project, guys. In my project, I have an ADS for each weapon because they need to ADS different depending on the weapon. Let's go to Control P here. Let's look for GA underscore ADS, and let's open this puppy up. So inside of here, this is where we need to decide whether or not to show or hide our sniper scope material, which is an activatable widget, by the way. So what we need to check is if the weapon is a sniper rifle, pretty much. And the way to do that is to get the weapon instance. I think we can say get weapon, and this returns a B weapon. This returns a B weapon, which is actually not good. Well, technically it is. Technically it is because all of our weapons derive from this B weapon. So what we can do is go to that B weapon, which is the base of the base weapon classes, the blueprint base, not the one that we created in C++. We can go to that, go to weapons, and that's in just the regular folder. Go to this B weapon, and then inside of here, let's just make a Boolean. I made a function. What am I doing? And let's go ahead and make it a function. Let's say is sniper. And normally I would do something like this in C++, but like I said, guys, I'm in the rush. So in here, we're going to return a Boolean, and this is going to be is sniper. And we're going to make this pure and constant since it doesn't change anything. And pretty much we're going to have a a protected U property. So I'm going to make a variable here, call it B. B is sniper. And this is going to be in a category called weapon settings. And you can't make this let's make a blueprint read only. And it doesn't look like you can make it protected so that only child classes can edit it. So we set this variable up, and then we want to actually pass this through for the result of this function, even though we can just grab this. Okay, but let's go ahead and go back to our sniper rifle, which I still have open. And inside of here, we can go into the class defaults and set our, I just saw it. Let's set our is sniper to true. And inside of the ADS, when we grab the weapon, and we want to do this locally only because we're only going to be showing ourselves this widget locally. So if we're locally controlled, if this is true, let's wait until all of this is done here. All of this is done. It's finally come here. The pawn is going to be our get Lyra character from actor info. And I know you guys are probably thinking this is not that long, but normally I do stuff like this in C++ so I can control the variables in the source code as well. But if this cast is right, we want to get is sniper. And if this is true, we want to pretty much grab our, I believe the subsystem. Let's just look for the async function to push content to layer for player. This is the async function that we want. The owning player is get Lyra player controller from actor info. The widget that we want to push is the, let's look for it. I think we set it up as the sniper scope. That's the widget we want to push. And then if this is true, we'll push this here. If it's false, we'll do nothing. The layer name, we want to go into the game menu. After push, we want to pretty much store this widget so that we're able to deactivate it later. And this is our sniper scope. Let's do this after the push. Save this. And then one thing I want to do before we finish this is go to that sniper scope. And inside of this, we actually want to set this input config to game. We don't want this to override anything. We just want it to be game. So let's go to this ADS. Let me close some of this stuff so I don't get confused here. We can close B weapon. We can actually close sniper scope. And let's go back in here. And we don't want to suspend input until complete. We want to still be able to move around. And then when this ability ends, when we actually zoom out, locally as well, we want to wait till all of this is done and then grab this sniper scope and say, it is a valid here. If this is valid, meaning that we used it, I want to go ahead and go this route. And if it's not valid, we'll just continue. But if it is valid, we'll take this and say deactivate widget. And this will go ahead and remove it from our screen. So if we compile this and go in and play, naturally, we should go in and go into this sniper scope here. You see, now I'm not able to zoom out. Okay, so something's happening here. I can't even, you know what I mean? I can't even exit the game. So let me shift F1. And you see here, sniper scope does not support focus. B set focusable is true. Okay. So let's do, we also failed on the get Lyra character somehow. Set max walk speed. There's a lot of issues inside of that that ADS ability. So this is set to be as focusable. So what I'm gonna do is just delete this. I don't want to focus this widget. I don't even know where I set it up to be focused. Okay, so model is not the play here. Maybe let's go game menu and see what happens here. And I think, am I on toggle aim? Okay, so that also gets in my way there. And I think we might, it is possible that we are messing something up here. We also want to, here, I'm gonna just pass that through and then let's do another test here where we aim, let go of aim, aim, let go of aim, aim, let go of aim. And what we can actually do is, this could get a little bit deeper, but something that I would do is make a specific ADS, like a camera mode for snipers, because if we really being honest, like if I believe in Lyra, you can actually say spawn enemy, or let's just look for bot. I think it's Lyra add player bot, and let's say 1 here, and it'll add a bot for us. And if we're really being honest, this is not enough zoom intensity for our sniper here. Are you going to respawn? You are. Yeah, so there's a couple things that I want to do. There's no recoil either. I probably should add my recoil component and see what happens. Let me first turn off all of this bull crap that I got turned on. So we got the cameras mesh not hidden in game anymore. This is probably just me right now. And then we got these meshes. I want to set this to only owner C. So set that back to true. And then, yeah, in the next video, what we're going to do is clean up a lot of the cluff and snuff on our screens. We still need to hide our mesh and unhide it when we un-ADS. We still need to do a couple more things for the sniper rifle. So if you guys are ready for that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.